Hello guys, and welcome back to another video. And today I am in this greenhouse here, which is actually being converted into a veg growing greenhouse, but it's a little bit more convenient for me to be potting up the dahlias in here today. So I've just received a delivery from Halls of Heddon, where I get dahlia cuttings from, and I am just about to pot these up as they come as kind of loose plug plants, so they're not in any kind of tray or any plastic packaging at all actually, which is brilliant. And they just come like this, wrapped in moss and tissue paper, and then they have some kind of straw stuff, I don't know what that is, some like kind of wood shavings sort of packaging, and yeah, it's packaged really well. I really like that about Halls of Heddon. So I'm going to put those into some pots with some compost today. And the reason why I'm potting them on today is because I like to have them grow on a bit longer before I plant them out into the ground. So if I state on the Halls of Heddon website that I've got a cold greenhouse, which that's what I have, it's not heated by any means. So I am receiving these now when the risk of frost has passed. So dahlias are not tolerant of frost, so we don't want them getting damaged by frost here in the greenhouse. So I'm going to be putting them on, and I want them to grow on a little bit larger than I usually let them grow, because usually I will probably put them in pots or even plant them straight into the ground like this. But I feel like, because I've got a major slug problem in my field at the moment, I just want the plants to be really big and strong before I put them out. So I'm going to keep them in pots and kind of mollycoddle them a bit, because I want really strong plants that are going to be tolerant of slugs, because every year I do lose quite a few dahlia plants when they are planted out quite early. So I'm going to try and sort of play it safe this year and just give them a little bit more protection for a little bit longer. And it might even mean that we get flowers sooner, just because they're not getting set back by by slugs. So today I'm also going to be telling you how I'm potting them up, so what kind of soil mix I'm using, and also what varieties I've bought this year. So I'm looking forward to trying some new things, and also I've bought some old favourites as well. So let's get into it. So I'm using these 7cm square plastic pots. I've got absolutely loads of these because I find them really handy. They're not too big and they're not too small. They hold the right amount of compost, because if I'm putting up lots of things every season, I don't want to be wasting compost, because that is going to cost me a lot more money. So I find that these are a really good size for potting on, and also the plants aren't too big when I come around to planting them in the weed membrane. So I can just pop them out of these trays and pop them straight into the holes if I'm using weed membrane. So the first variety that I am potting up today is Eye Candy, and I actually haven't grown this one before, so I'm looking forward to seeing how that one does. So the compost mix that I'm going to be using today is this Melcourt Silver Mix. And as always, I'm adding a little bit of biology with some worm castings. So I'm just going to mix it together in this box here. Ugh. And I'm also going to put a tiny bit of perlite in as well, because I want the dahlias to have some good drainage, and this compost is quite wet and heavy at the moment. Take my cutting, make a hole with my finger, and make sure the roots are nicely tucked in. And the reason I like using cuttings is because cuttings supposedly produce more vibrant colours than the tubers do. So the cuttings in the first year produce more vibrant flowers, which is what we want, right? So I've got the label in for eye candy. And these will produce tubers this year as well, so if I wanted to, well, lately I have been leaving the tubers in the ground, but if I wanted to dig them up and store them, then I could take more cuttings next year. I'm moving on now to Totally Tangerine. I think this one is a new one for me as well this year. I don't recall growing this one before. Next up we have Franz Kafka. I have also never grown this one. Seems like this year is the year for trying new things. And I've got 10 of those, so I must have liked the look of it. I ordered these such a long time ago that when I'm making this video and I'm googling the varieties and putting the pictures on the screen, it's going to be news to me as it is to you, because I cannot remember what any of these look like. Next up is April Heather. I am pretty sure I've had this one before, but like I said, I just can't remember what any of them look like, so sounds nice though, does April Heather. Next one is Small World. Also a new thing for me this year. Pom Pom Dahlia white with occasional lavender flush. That sounds good. I have had trouble with white dahlias before though. They tend to be very susceptible to pest and, well, basically pest problems, and last year I wasn't able really to pick any of my white flowers because of thrips and things. So that is the whole goal of the soil health journey that I'm on. I'm hoping to increase the health of my plants that is eventually going to deter these pests. There are various things you can do. You can put mesh bags, organza bags, over the flowers. I personally haven't tried that before, but let me know if you have with any success, because obviously it is a waste of money, time and effort if our flowers aren't saleable at the end of the day. We could be making a fortune off our dahlia plants, but if they are pest damaged, then we can't sell them at all. Another newbie here called Polventon Christabel. Decorative dahlia, dusky pink tipped in gold. Wow, that sounds heavenly. It's really warm in here today, guys. It's May now, and the weather has been horrendous up until now, and today's been raining a lot, and it's come out really warm, and it's about, well, it's 31 degrees in here at the moment. And we've got a very warm puppy as well. You're a bit warm, aren't you, Nelson? Next variety is Aloe Cottage. I'm pretty sure I've had this one before. It says that it's a soft yellow overlaid with lavender. And I'm actually going to be pinching these dahlias today, so stay tuned until the end if you want to find out more about pinching. And that should encourage the plants to produce more flowers this season. Getting on to the last couple of varieties now. We've got Holly Hill Serenity, a water lily dahlia with blends of peach and apricot. And if you've watched any of my videos before, you'll know, you can see a pattern forming here anyway, but I just really like kind of muted, not muted, but kind of, what would you call it? Colours that are kind of turned down a notch. I don't use anything really that's a primary bright colour. I like to do things, use colours that are quite kind of pastel-y, turned down, and I think that those colours really complement each other. Okay, on to the last one now, and this is La Corbière, a miniature ball dahlia, cream with a hint of peach. Sounds lovely. So there we go guys, all of the dahlias potted up. I have got about 80 new plants there, so that should be a good amount for new plants for the season. We can see how each of those gets on, and obviously I will let you know as the season goes on. I will show you my favourites, my picks of the year. And what I'm going to do now is just pinch some of these because I want them to branch out a little bit more, which will eventually produce more flowers for us. And there was actually a couple that I had tiny little buds on them already, so I want to stop them forming flowers, and I want to slow them down and encourage them to branch. So here we've got one of the La Corbière plant cuttings, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get rid of this bit here. It might help if I did it with scissors. That was naughty of me to do it with my finger like that. Snip it like that, and then what we're going to do is we're going to get 2 new side shoots here from those leaf nodes, and instead of one stem that is just going to continuously grow up and up, we're going to get multiple stems instead. You can see on this one here the 2 new shoots that are coming from that leaf node there, so that's what's going to happen when we pinch. Those shoots are just going to grow stronger. So that's it guys, dahlias potted up and pinched, and I will keep you updated in upcoming videos when I'm planting them out and how I'm feeding them over the season, etc. So stay tuned for that, and don't forget to subscribe if you are not already. I am going to carry on baking for a little bit longer in the greenhouse this afternoon, and I'm just going to put on some squashes and things that are getting a little bit big for their pots. So I hope you have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you again soon.